Welcome to your Transfer Bonanza.
Where we get the AAA batteries of news and we smash them against the brick of speculation and we try and get it open and we take out all the acid and that's news and we're looking through it even though it hurts our fingers, and then we've got battery news.
That was really good.
I think that's what we're doing.
Before we started, I challenged Ian to get battery acid into his introduction, and he did it fantastically well. He's a very talented young man. Right,
and I challenged Sam to get the word young man in, so well done, mate.
I didn't even know I was under that challenge. Right, let's get started with our top story. Memphis Depay of PSV Eindhoven is probably going to leave PSV Eindhoven at the end of the season, Ian.
So he's coming to Manchester United on a free. Absolutely brilliant.
No.
Next up, we've got defenders.
No, so I mean, let's stick with him. At the minute, the club's director and manager have both speculated about the possibility of him leaving the club because the opportunity is for him there to do so. Last year, after the World Cup, they rejected 20 million from Tottenham, apparently. So he would cost probably more than that.
You got Depay the big bucks.
What?
You've got Depay.
Oh, to pay the big. I get it. It's very good. He's scored 18 goals in 27 matches this season. He plays on the right wing, and Ian, he is how old?
21.
That's right. The man
21
has
years young.
encyclopedic knowledge of the ages of Dutch footballers. Anything else you want to add?
Well, he's got his whole life ahead of him at that age. Hopefully settle down, get a nice wife and kids. He has, the thing that I find confusing, he's got the option to leave next year. Yeah, I don't know what that means, mate. Yeah, surely you've always got the option to leave.
Well, I think within his, do you remember when, I think there's just something in his contract that like, well done, you've played another year. Next year we'll allow you to talk to people. Do you remember when Ronaldo left? Like he'd been told the year before, just stay another year. Same thing happened with Suarez.
Okay,
maybe it's like that. Maybe it's like after the World Cup, you did really well. Stay a year, then we'll let you talk to clubs. Maybe it's just an agreement between friends. Right, let's move on.
I like the look of him, mate. He's 1.76 metres tall, so
it's not very tall.
You know what that
let's
means.
go on to defender deals. Starting with Paris Saint-Germain's most expensive teenager of all time.
Marquinhos.
According to L'Equipe, the French newspaper, Manchester United had an offer for him rejected in January, which is just 2 months ago. We were after him, they said no. And he said, well, it's nice to know they're interested. He was flattered. Laurent Blanc, though, Ian, not happy about any of this, and he says we will do everything we can to keep him at the club. He's the future of Paris Saint-Germain, and we will do everything we can to make him sign a new contract. He actually sounded quite threatening.
I tell you what the future of Paris Saint-Germain is, Laurent Blanc, is you keeping the seat warm until Arsenal gets sick of Arsene Wenger. That's your future, mate. Keeping a seat warm.
Be nice to not.
Sorry, mate. Marquinhos is 1.83 metres tall. He's 20 years old. He's from Sao Paulo, and he's one of the most expensive teenagers. There you go.
Yep. Okay.
Sorry, mate. This guy in the advice section, he's worried that this Thai girl's taking him for a fool. And Deirdre, I haven't read it all, but Deirdre says it's beginning to look that way, I'm afraid. I'm really worried about this fella.
She always knows. Right, let's move on. We're still in defender deals. Danilo of Porto is apparently a target of Manchester United Football Club.
I have never heard of this guy, but I've been reading about him, and apparently Manchester United are locked in negotiations. So they've gone into the negotiation room. Ed Woodward's in there, maybe that's why we're not getting a lot of commercial sales. They've locked him in until something happens. Apparently he's got a £37 million release clause, which is very high for someone we haven't really heard of. He's a right back.
Yeah.
LVG, Raphael.
I love Raphael.
He plays for Porto. He's got a complete. We've got to compete with Chelsea and Man City for his signature.
Right. Okay.
He's got a complete Chelsea mug. But I can't read my writing.
Got a mug. That's from the Daily Express. So let's move out of defender deals and on to midfield. No, there's not another link there. Out defender deals, we're talking about sold from Atletico Madrid. According to The Sun, our head scout Jim Lawler went to the Atletico Leverkusen game to scout him, have a little look, and I guess made his mind up, reported back to his seniors, his officials. You read Woodward's, you Louis Van Gaal discussed what he saw. Obviously, we don't know what happened in those conversations. We weren't there.
I've heard, a lot of people might be thinking, why are we looking at this guy we've never heard of from Atletico Madrid when we could be looking at Koke? But apparently, this guy is, the sort of younger, less heralded version of Koke. Who knows? Could be better. Do you say Koke?
Yeah, and he's the younger, less heralded version of Xavi. So,
yeah.
You know what happens. I mean, there once was a time when no one knew who Cristiano Ronaldo was. I am of course talking about 1878. Right, Thomas Kucek
Coots.
We don't know how to say his name.
Coots.
He's a 15-year-old goalkeeper from Poland, and he is on trial at Manchester United.
What's he done?
No, at the football club. He's not a formal
breaking
trial. He's not a
club rules,
magistrate or Crown Court. Or
Oh,
anything.
thank God for that!
Breaking club rules.
Because he has the eyes of an absolute murderer.
Ian did say that when we looked at the picture on the Daily Mail.
The cold, dead eyes of a frozen lake.
He's only on trial. We don't think at the age of 15 he's ready for the Premier League yet.
No.
But, I mean, we could be surprised. Now, Jeremy Menez of AC Milan has been talking about Paul Pogba, Manchester United, Real Madrid and other things.
I don't like this guy. He's shouting his mouth off and no one knows who he is or likes him at all.
So basically, he firstly says he was approached by Manchester United and Sir Alex Ferguson when he was about 15, 16, but his parents decided he should stay where he was. But he says he wanted to play at Old Trafford, so we think he's like...
He's under the thumb, mate.
I can't play for you. I'd quite like to play for you. He probably has that
He's
voice.
trying to create his own buzz in the paper.
Yeah, he's like being his own agent.
I would love to go there, but I'm focusing on my education. It's like, oh great, well let's have a crack player who's great at spelling.
Well,
no, thank you, mate.
He's for AC Milan. He also says
AC Milan, can I just say, mate, AC Milan, you share your ground with your rivals, and that disgusts me. If Man City were like, oh, can we share Old Trafford for a bit? We'd be like, yeah, why not? And then we'd just set them on fire.
Sure. Paul Pogba is what he was also talking about, and says that Paul Pogba is ready to play for Real Madrid. He can cope with the egos. He's got the talent. We don't know why he's suddenly working as Pogba's agent as well as his own. Maybe he's after a job, but he thinks Pogba can go and play for Real Madrid.
I've got one word for you, mate, and this is the key word of today's episode: merry-go-round.
All right.
Why am I saying merry-go-round,
No
mate?
idea. You like
Because listen. Real Madrid have got two fantastic deep-lying playmakers holding midfielders, Toni Kroos and Luka Modric. What? They don't need Pogba. They're just taking all the Galacticos for himself, and I think this could create, we don't get Pogba, but then maybe Modric and Kroos will be like, hang on a second, what's going on here? We might get someone like Modric. Isco isn't playing.
Mendy.
There's some bloody players there.
But
we
then
need to poach them.
We used to have Anderson. David De Gea.
What's happening with him?
Crunch talks.
Oh,
There's going to be George Mendes. There's going to be David De Gea, Falcao, Nani, some of his other clients that we haven't heard of. There's going to be crunchy nut cornflakes. There's going to be crackers, because that's a crunchy food.
They're so dry.
Actual crunchies, and they're going to be discussing everything, because every single week somebody says that Mendes is going to be at Old Trafford for crunch talks about somebody. This week that player is David De Gea. According to the Daily Star, they offer absolutely nothing other than telling us these crunch talks are going to happen. Here's what we think, Daily Star. Nonsense. I wanted to think of a nice one. Right, finally, let's end this with a loan watch, Ian. What can you tell us?
I can tell you that Nani, he's still having a bloody brilliant time at Sporting Lisbon. Now, he scored, and I don't mind telling you, an absolute screamer of a goal. Someone throws it to him, heads it down, holy sugar, right into the top corner. And he said that basically he's feeling a bit sad. Louis van Gaal hasn't talked to him, hasn't texted him, but weirdly he has got a text from Ed Woodward. He said he got a text after that goal.
Being like, oh, nice goal, Nanny.
From like the chief executive.
Woodward's a great
you
judge of
banged it in, mate.
Yeah, he also hasn't spoken to, he doesn't talk to any of his teammates anymore, including who he said he used to talk to, Valencia, because Nani has changed his number. But Valencia hasn't, so if Nani wants to talk to anyone, it's down to him to reach out if he's changed his number. Lunatic. And finally, Ben Amos has extended his loan spell at Bolton. We've got Valdez and we've got Lingard.
It's an anti-climax, isn't it? Amos is at Bolton for another month.
Is your transfer bonanza. We hope you had a wicked time. It was off the chain, wasn't it? Subscribe to Full Time Devils, get in the comments below. Ian, anything you want to add?
He needs to leave by the sound of this, mate. Playing him for a fool!